Good afternoon, everyone. That's a very specific challenge that we're faced with here. You've just had lunch and you're probably a little bit sleepy. So if it wasn't for the fact that I'm super confident this is going to be the most exciting thing you've seen the whole day, I'd probably be a little bit stressed than I am now. My name is T.Krężelewski. I'm the co-founder, GM of Azimo, and this is T.Krężelewski, the CTO of Azimo, and we're going to tell you about the rise of the machines. Although actually, before we talk about the machines, I'd like to take you on a little bit of a journey about what it is that we do. And I have just realized that these guys do not have our font. So this slide should not be looking like this. What I wanted to tell you with this slide is that tech is just a tool. And what matters is what you do with it. We spend all our lives talking about technology. But it's only exciting because we do things with technology. So tech is just a tool. What matters is what you do with it. There's probably been a while since you last thought about this number, and perhaps you never did. There is a reason why the UN called remittances understood as money being sent from the developed to the developing world. You probably haven't thought about this. There is 1 billion people in the world who send or receive remittances. There are 250 million migrants globally. And this is why we talk about dollars wrapped with care. These 250 million migrants that take care of their families, take care of one another, and take care of their families back home. In 2016, there will be $690 billion sent in remittances. And if you didn't know what that number represents, this is 3 times the total value of international aid globally. We're talking huge numbers here. And whilst we talk about technology and we think it's ubiquitous, 90% of all remittances are still being sent offline. That means people going to a corner shop, people going to Western Union, people going to MoneyGram. And that perhaps would not be that big of a problem if it wasn't that they're paying on average 8% of their money. And that means that for every $100, pounds, or euros, they're paying 8. And they're working very, very hard for that money. So just to give you a little bit more numbers, I can sense the crowd. You guys are probably numbers guys. There are already 3.8 billion smartphone subscriptions in the world. I'm sure if I asked you guys if you've used your phone today, who's used their phone? Probably everyone, but now who has used their laptop today? Less, because the thing is that mobile is changing the world the way desktop never has. And in all that, we already have 1.6 billion Facebook users and 2.4 billion messaging app users. These numbers are staggering. And now if you compare this to something, very many bankers in the room, there are 2.6 billion adults in the world who don't have access to a bank account. There are almost twice as many smartphones in the world than bank accounts. So what does technology present us with to be able to fix that situation? Now, let me take you just very quickly through the evolution of money transfers. We'd be starting with the traditional offline lines, probably where MoneyGram is today. So brick and mortar, go to a branch, fill in a form, send money, somebody has to receive it on the other end. Now, hybrid would be trying to use online, so it's opening a shop window. It's Western Union building their app or building their website. It's not changing their value chain. It's still expensive and complex, but you can actually do it online. Then digital, these are guys like Zoom, huge success in the US, acquired by PayPal for $1 million. And this is purely digital play, but predominantly specific corridors. In this case, they're operating in the US, sending to 6 to 10 big corridors only to bank accounts. But again, this is not solving the problem. Because if they're only sending money to bank accounts, then what happens with all those people, the 2.6 billion people that don't have access to a bank account? And this is where we come in. At Azimo, we believe in digital 2.0 in money transfers. So we're talking about end-to-end mobile experience. We're talking about payments that are instant, payment that reach globally. We talk about integration with social. we're talking about machine learning and AI, we're talking about possible uses of blockchain. And this is what makes it exciting, because we go from a world that looked like this, where the average cost actually historically, but also now at Western Union, is probably between 9 and 10% for the money being sent. They've got 500,000 branches, employ 1.5 million staff. Well, no, I'm not surprised that it's so expensive. They're 150 years old, quite openly talking about the needs of their shareholder to make their money back, which, you know, is fair enough. But I really wish those consumers didn't have to pay this much. And actually, interestingly, only 16% of the global market. And now, what we want to juxtapose it with is the money transfers of today. At Azimo, we charge between 0.5% and 2% for the money sent. We've got 96 staff. It's kind of scary. We're sort of 4 years old, and 96 amazing, talented people between 2 offices in London and in Krakow. We've, over the 4 years, managed to connect 1 million people to our platform. And we're sending from Europe to over 190 countries in 6 different ways. And what that means, we can send money to bank accounts, to cash pickup points, to mobile wallets, really powerful technology, especially in Asia and in Africa. If any of you have heard of M-Pesa, this stuff is really changing the world. Also send money to home delivery in certain countries, with a person knocking on your door and giving you an envelope with cash. What that means is that we can reach 5 billion people. Now, that's a pretty better number than the 2 billion that have a bank account. We've enjoyed quite a lot of success with investors. We raised $46 million to date. Big shout out to MCI, who are in the room, who have supported us in our Series B last year. And, this conference is called Impact'16. And I guess this is one of the reasons why I was so thrilled when Christian and Mikołaj literally grabbed me at NOAA conference and said, we gotta be here because we're, to a large extent, we're a Polish company. We are also a British company. We're very much European, and I think we are a proof that success can be made when collaboration starts. And in this case, this is the collaboration between the 2 hubs, London and Krakow. And this is when I want to hand over to the person who is taking care of our amazing team in Krakow. So, Tommy, over to you.
Thank you, Marta. So, we used to think that startup is an organized way to validating assumptions and theses. And we also have some theses. For example, we think that next year, fintech and insurtech will be the hottest sector in technology. We believe that it will be even more crowded sector. So we expect more and more companies from both digital and offline industries come inside and try to find their way to use it. Mobile changing our society, changing the world. Blockchain, this is the game-changing technology. Probably no one knows how to use the full potential of blockchain, but for us, the ideas like distributed ledgers or smart contracts are very, very interesting. We think that artificial intelligence and machine learning is crucial to scale up business models in fintech. And we think that social media integration is a vital part of our business. Yeah, but as we all know, good judgments comes from experience, and experience comes from bad judgments. So we have to be able to validate our assumptions as fast as possible and to create a very efficient learning cycle. That's why we created a team in Krakow where we try to hire the best product designers, data scientists, and developers, especially mobile developers, because we think that this is the right approach to validating our thesis. And we are focusing on machine learning, especially in risk management and KYC field. Also, we're trying to improve our bots, our chatbots, using artificial intelligence. We also try to be fast and smart rather than big. So we want to automatize every aspect of our business, automating FX, trading, and live balance sheets. It's something that can be really useful for us. But we also think that in this demanding part of the business, we have to differentiate. That's why we invest a lot of time and efforts and energy to provide solutions like Siri and Alexa, the voice-controlled platform integrations, and also integration with social media, especially with Facebook Messenger. And we would like to help people transfer their money as simple as is possible, as simple as texting. It's because we think that one of the good definition of innovation is to simplifying existing processes. That's why we think in the future people will send money directly, and we would like to find a way to help them doing it efficiently and with the really low cost. So in the near future, we will launch new features, instant payments, where we will enable people to send money to phone number and to request money through phone numbers. We think that this move will be the really huge step for international money transfers. Thank you.
And to sum it up, why is this important? Why is this exciting? I mentioned already 3.8 billion people in the world have a smartphone. By 2021, it is going to be 6.3 billion. The world is going mobile, and it's not just us, the developed world, the Western world. The majority of that growth is going to come from the emerging markets. It's going to be Africa, it's going to be Asia, it's going to be Latin America. And now think about how powerful this stuff is. Think about the way that neither of us probably remembers our bank account or knows a map of convenient locations where they could get cash delivered to. Imagine that with the only number that probably all of you remember, which is your phone number, you will be able to receive cash and instantly. And this is when the world without borders start. This is where you can truly become mobile. This is where everyone, not only our senders, but also our recipients at the far end, become our customers. This is where people become truly in control of their payments. This is where we get true virality through this ability to both send and request money. And this is where we start saving money at scale, because that's what we're about. We're Azimo. We're the better way to send money, impacting millions of people's lives. Thank you very much.
Thank you.